Is the season almost over? There's one more regional qualifier before we find out who all's going to the big show in Dubuque. Welcome to DockDogsTV. I'm Jim Zelasco. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to ask Grant Reeves, the president and CEO of DockDogs, some tough questions in the interviews coming up. But first, we're going to continue where we left off in the last episode of DockDogsTV when we were finding out what's going on with DockDogs across the vast oceans. We talked to Robert from DockDogs UK, and we talked to Farmer Dave from DockDogs Australia, and this is the continuation of our interview. Okay, we're back at DockDogsTV. Thanks for hanging out. I am here once again. We have the colonies of the United Kingdom represented here between Canada, Australia, and the United States. And this is Robert from the UK, DockDogs. This is Farmer Dave from Australia, DockDogs Australia. Is that what it's going to be called officially?
I think it's DockDogs Australia. DockDogs AUS everywhere else online, and
okay.
DockDogs UK.
Okay. And we're talking again here why these gentlemen are here at Worldwide Headquarters in Medina. Grant, you want to talk to us a little bit more about the plans for the future for both of these locations?
The bottom line is growth. I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking to expand, and everything that we've tried, true, tested, and suffered through here even, we're taking that and applying it to each of the new countries that we're going in. While we've been there for 4 or 5 years in each country, we haven't really pushed hard. But now that the system is developed and evolved to a point where we think it's something that we can transfer that knowledge and a lot of the technology to these new countries, then we're going to take it down there. And you know, as I said in the opening of this show, next year we're looking at a target of 20. We might only get 14 or 15, but our target's 20. Next year down there we're looking at 8 to 12. But we're going to get what we're going to get. They're each starting to grow their club program. I mean, they already have 5 different areas of clubs, but now they want to expand on that and make, you know, consolidate the clubs that are local to each other, make them one big club, and then move to a different city. Down there, to go for milk, they got to go 8 hours. So the fact of the matter is, they can have big clubs in large areas. But at the end of the day, it's even the facility program. Part of our meeting and strategy here, and we'll do this once a year. We'll have summit meetings once a year, and maybe we'll even see these guys at Rules Committee. You never know. But the fact of the matter is, you're launching a facility here in the next 3 to 4 weeks in the UK. Whereabouts is that going to be?
That's going to be down by our Leon C office down in Southend, Essex, England. We've got a nice site there. It's about 5-6 acres. We can set the pool up, set the dock up. And the good thing about that is a lot of people with dogs in the UK have got caravans, trailers. They can pull them down there, set up for the weekend, have a camp over there, have a fun time, hopefully get a barbecue going once I've been taught properly. Just learn from each other's experience. The more training you do, the more dogs that are going to come through.
Sure.
And the natural extension to that is when they go to the facility and get introduced to the pool and the dock and the water, and actually accomplish that first time of getting a jump, they're all going to be more about getting their actual scoring. And all the electronics are now being shipped over and left there permanently with these guys, and they're being trained here on how to do the judging. So the fact of the matter is, more facilities, and that's the first of many to come in the UK, but the more facilities, the more training, the more introduction, and now the more competition and the more camaraderie in Dogtown at these shows. I mean, these guys are getting thousands of dogs at these game fairs, and kind of like our state fairs and county fairs, they call them game shows and game fairs there. But every one of them over in the UK, it's an absolute massive dog-friendly environment over there. It's incredible. So, I mean, we're looking forward to there. And you guys, too, you've got your facility up and running down there.
Yeah, we've got dogs jumping. I mean, it's winter down there. It's not like winter in England, but, you know, it's still pretty cold. So, but even though we've had 100 dogs turn up to an open day in the middle of our winter, which usually keeps people inside watching Neighbours or Home and Away. But,
and how many did you have last weekend at your open practice dock there? I think you guys did one for Buckeye.
A couple weeks ago, you know, maybe 30 or 40.
They had 100.
Yeah.
Just see the potential. 141 dogs last weekend.
Right.
Come and give it a try. So the potential is enormous in these other countries. So, I mean, and you might want to give them a little detail about your facility, where it's located and stuff.
Yeah, this indoor facility then?
No, it's outdoors.
Okay.
It is pretty
Outdoors
dry.
in the outback.
It is
I had to
pretty
say
dry.
it. I had to.
Yeah. But no, it's just in northwest Sydney in the Hills District, and so it's about 45 minutes to an hour from the centre of Sydney. It's pretty cool. We've got a big dog boarding facility there. We've got tribal, we've got lure course, we've got sheep herding, we've got duck herding. We've got every other sport.
Wow.
Sheep herding in Australia. Go figure that out.
And of course the pool is a big part of it. And we're going to do Super Dog Weekend, so we've got all the sports going on. So if people want to come to try out the dock, they can still try out sheep herding, they can try out agility or any of these other sports. So it's pretty much so going to be a whirlpool to get people sucked into having fun with their dog.
And what a terrible thing to do.
Right. How terrible of a weekend will that be?
Yeah.
I'm excited, Jim. I can tell you, this has absolute an incredible momentum. And again, just speaking from a cultural standpoint, we already know the culture in DockDogs here. I mean, it's the most fun you're ever going to have, both with your dogs. I got some of the best friends in the world that I've ever had have been recently, found in friendships involved within DockDogs. And I know with these guys, the management team, we have such a good time. I mean, we were in Norwich with the crew Saturday night. We got done at 5:30. Next thing I know, I'm in a movie theater in downtown England or Norwich or wherever I am.
Norwich, yeah.
And eating pizzas and having a blast, And when I was in Australia, I mean, you guys treated me absolutely like a royalty, and it's a great time. And I see that camaraderie and that culture just absolutely magnifying worldwide very quickly.
And you'll find that with the teams as well. When they're visiting the countries, if people go from America or Britain down to Australia for a holiday, or they're coming over to England to see our castles and everything, they can fit it in with the DockDog event and see how we come. Give us some tips and everything.
Sure, yeah, definitely. And again, that is what DockDogs is all about. I feel like I've made 2 new friends here today, and it's exciting because that is DockDogs. And even though my dogs aren't here and we're not jumping into competition, it just goes to show you how it extends even beyond the dock and the pool.
Absolutely, we're excited about it. We really are. I'm looking so forward to it.
All right, we'll start with Farmer Dave here, since he's closest to me, and we'll just ask you about DockDogs Australia. Mm-hmm. And so, where do you see this in a year? What are your plans to get this going and get the jump start?
Well, we've already got our first facility, so we've got somewhere where a lot of people are already coming, which is awesome. And then in about a month, we've got our first major demonstration on the Gold Coast at a pet expo, which is going to be huge. And the media interest is pretty phenomenal. So the sky's the limit. I mean, in a year, we're hoping just to have 8 to 10 events. And that's one of the things is you've got to be able to manage it in a way where it's got... it's definitely got the potential to grow, but at the same time you've got to manage it so that it doesn't just go all crazy, and then like a lot of new exciting things, people get worn out because it hasn't been managed well. And that's really where we're at the moment, is making sure that we learn from all the mistakes that you guys in North America have made, and not that you've made that many mistakes, but
well, there's been 1 or 2 by Jim at least.
But learning from the issues that you've had and the growth that you've had, and making sure that we do it in the best possible way so that there is fun in the sport.
Fantastic. And Robert, what about you? Pretty much the same thing. What's your plans for the jump start? I know you have a start already, but... Yeah,
we have a start already. We are playing with different ideas and different people. We're in discussions with other people bringing the events to the UK. I was talking to someone at the weekend for another 2 shows, so that'll bring our programme up. The more shows we can get, the better it's going to be. The training facility, you're going to have a lot more people down there. Means they're going to come out and get on the dock and actually compete in the competition and get more people jumping, etc. And again, it's the only sport over in the UK. We do agility, we do gun dogs. You've got dogs like in all the breed shows and everything. But it's the only sport we can bring them all together, and it doesn't matter what size, what colour, what shape the dog is. They can have a go.
Grant, you ready to get into a couple tough questions?
You never let me out of that one, do you? Yeah.
While I actually have some witnesses here, so he's going to have to answer.
They have to have a tough question each too if I have to answer one. They got to feel my pressure.
Well, maybe they can ask you one.
Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh.
I want to start. I had. This was not an actual question that was sent in, but I'm going to go ahead and make this a question because it was repeated to me in a couple different places. Your presence was missed at the Canadian and the Central Regionals. In fact, it was missed by a few individuals to the point that they felt like those regionals just weren't as important to the whole program. I'd just like to get your comments, response on that.
The truth be told, the Eastern Regionals, by sheer population and sheer participation, was not only the format being developed as we went. I had to be there to assist and get it going. And the fact of the matter is, I was pretty impressed with the way the staff ran everything at the Eastern Regionals. And we got good teams this year. You know, we've come a long way. We've been through some pretty tough trials and tribulations with our event teams. And this year, we don't have it 100%. Trust me, we always have room for improvement. But I really felt that I didn't need to be at those things. And my time right now, Jim, to be honest with you, there's three things in my life that go on. First and foremost is my family. Second is DockDogs, and third is the rest of my business world. I was at the Canadians. A lot of people didn't know that. I was there actually laying the site out, setting it up, interacting with the people that welcomed us to their community, got everything lined up. And, you know, Bob D, Bo, and everybody, Laurie, they ran a great job. They didn't need me there. And we sent Brian, you know, the director of operations for DockDogs down there and to the Central Regional Championships. And to be honest with you, from what I gather, I wasn't missed at all at the social outing, and I'm not allowed to talk about it because what happens at the Centrals or the Regionals stays at the Regionals. But from what I understand, you guys have an absolute blast. And I would have loved to have been down there, but for me, it's just a matter of spreading myself too thin sometimes. I apologize for not being there, but sometimes you just have to, you know, decide what values and what's important on those values to you, and I made those decisions.
Another quick question, Grant. There seems to be always discussion that there's still sandbagging going on at these qualifiers. Some of it obvious and nothing said about it, or at least by the competitors. I'm not sure how we're going to approach this. I know it's a difficult thing, and I know this is all still new. But you know, it's out there, and I actually didn't think it was necessary to bring this up until just earlier this morning, and even a couple days ago, a couple other competitors had messaged me about, did you see that blatant sandbagging or this and that?
You know, it's a difficult one to answer, and you guys haven't experienced this yet, so this is good that you're here hearing this, because while we talk about the community and we talk about the culture, there's always a level of competition that has to be respected. And let's face it, the human race is about competition. We always want to be better than each other, and that's just natural. The challenge that you have is, and we have spent, I want people to know, the Rules Committee in the last 3 years has dissected, cross-sected, regurgitated sandbagging as a whole, and we've tried 3 or 4 different things, and I don't know that there's a right answer to it. My position on sandbagging is that if somebody needs to win that bad, then they really don't need to be in DockDogs, because they're not in DockDogs for the right decision or the right reasons. The second position that I utilize in sandbagging, that I fall back on, is that the community as a whole will recognize who you are instantly if it's blatant, and more importantly, will shun you. They know who they are. And the fact of the matter is, the dog doesn't know the difference, so you're only doing it for yourself.
Right.
And the third thing is, you know, the rules that we have right now in place for sandbagging, I don't think that they address it effectively, but I think it's the best that we've come up with so far. And I know that it's going to be a big topic of conversation amongst the Rules Committee this year, worldwide, and I hope that we find some more solutions and how to address it. But we've added also, you know, we've injected another element now with the divisional format at regionals and worlds, so we have to revisit it and see what it brings for 2013. It's going to be a large topic at the Rules Committee.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much. I really do appreciate everyone's time here today. Farmer Dave, it was a pleasure meeting you. Robert, a pleasure meeting you. Good luck to you both. And, of course,
Jim,
Grant, always thank you for having me. That wraps up my interview with Farmer Dave and Robert. I really do appreciate their time, and I do wish them the best of luck. I think it'd be great to have a true World someday. Up next, some overtime with Grant Reeves. I asked him some questions, we talked about the qualifiers, and we talked about things that are coming up for the future. I think you're going to enjoy some additional worldwide time. Welcome back to Dock Dogs TV. I'm here once again with Grant Reeves, President and CEO of Dock Dogs. Thanks, Grant. We're here to talk about the best of the best in Iron Dog, right?
Yeah, this is a first for us. This is an absolutely specifically made for TV opportunity for Dock Dogs, featured on the Outdoor Channel. We're looking forward to it.
That is exciting. Another Outdoor Channel opportunity, and if anybody's familiar with the past, Dock Dogs has been featured on the Outdoor Channel many times.
Yeah, we've had a really good relationship. We've enjoyed really good ratings and good coverage with the Outdoor Channel over past Dock Dogs Unleashed, the Dogs and Logs World Championships. You know, in the last 7 years, we've been on TV for 5 of them, which is great. We took a hiatus last year from TV because we were refocusing the format, as everybody knows, worldwide, and going to regional championships, divisional format, leading up to world championships, divisional format, which, by the way, I mean, the numbers are staggering that are coming in, both for the entries that are going to be there. We're looking upwards of 400 plus entries, and the numbers attending the year-end worldwide awards banquet and some of the feature stuff that's going on there. We're looking at 500 plus people in the banquet already, so it's really good. We're excited about it. But TV is back in the play. Nevada Wild Fest, which is a huge fundraiser for the Lily Claire Foundation. Make sure you check out lilyclairefoundation.com. Great nonprofit charity out there doing wonderful things. Came to us through Las Vegas Dock Dogs event last year and asked for a special program. And in partnership with the Outdoor Channel, we are producing the top 6 dogs worldwide in a made-for-TV Iron Dog bout. I mean, this is a knock 'em down, drag him out, who's got the most stamina, who can put it all together. 6 dogs down to the final dog instantly. One chance. Who's going to be the best Iron Dog worldwide in terms of best of the best? It's a pretty cool thing.
That is exciting. That's going to be some big competition and some high-flying dogs. So this is going to be regardless of the division, like Titan or Warrior, correct?
Yeah, again, I want to be very clear. We treat all dogs equal regardless of division or not. But this is a special made-for-TV aspect that we're taking the top-ranked dogs in Iron Dog, meaning the highest of the highest. And how we're doing it, we're calling it Iron Dog Best of the Best. And in the Dock Dogs world, it's East versus West. Okay. We've taken the Mississippi as a divider, and effective October 3rd, the top 3 ranked Iron Dogs east of the Mississippi will become a team, and the top 3 Iron Dogs west of the Mississippi will become a team. And then we're going to divide them up. It really doesn't have a team aspect to it, but that's how we're going to have them represent, so they can get some camaraderie and some, a little bit of, for lack of a better term, roughhousing going on, team versus East versus West.
Sure.
But the fact of the matter is, they're there individually, and we are going to put all 6 dogs in a showdown, head-to-head, back-to-back competitions, come out with the winner for a huge prize and the huge amount of bragging rights, which will take that dog into the World Championships 2 weeks later, with anybody and everybody coming after them at the World Championships. So right. This is made for TV, but it's going to be very, very cool and very grueling for the teams.
Fantastic. Well, that's exciting. Are there any further details on this, like when people might be expecting to see this air?
Yeah, it's scheduled. It's scheduled to air on the Outdoor Channel. It's a 1-hour program, 1-hour special, which is very unique. Normally, we only get that 22 minutes and a half hour type of programming. This is designated to be a 1-hour TV special. I've had some involvement in the planning and the formatting of the show, and it's been very important to me to put some type of a reality base to it. So the teams that are fortunate enough to be selected and invited to this are actually going to have video cameras with them at their homes. Oh. And we're going to see behind the scenes, what we call the backstory. We may see some of it, we may say a lot of it, we may see only a portion of it, but we really want to get the general population, both television audience and canine community, to understand that we have a really unique and eclectic group of dogs that are competing at the highest level in Dock Dogs. So these guys are going to have video cameras and hang around. You're going to see where they sleep, eat, live, some of the quacky quirks, some of the kids they associate with, the family environment. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is the setting is at the Rio in Las Vegas. And the Rio has this incredible program that they've introduced called Pet Stay, which is a canine-friendly program. So we're going to feature the dogs staying at the Rio. And the Rio Pet Stay program is putting up the 6 invitees treating them like gold and royal, and it's really cool. And we have a huge celebrity, a massive celebrity, part of the Rio Entertainment Group that's going to be a part of this program as well. So these guys are all going to get to see them as well. And I don't want to give away too much, but it really is really cool. And what's really even more cool of this is it's all part of Nevada Wildfest Days, put on by the Lily Claire Foundation, and we're having a regular Dock Dogs event all around this. So even though you're not one of the 6 dogs, you can still come and compete all weekend long as part of the Wild Fest, get that last leg you might need for that last title, going to Worlds and all that kind of stuff. It really is a really unique thing, and it's a first of a 3-year contract we have with these people.
Wow.
Hope to be many more, so this will only grow as well.
Wow, fantastic. That is exciting, and that's big. That's big news.
It's, for me personally, I mean, you look at 5 out of 6 dogs right now that are in the top rank, and this could change, are rescues. It's not dominated by one breed. It's an incredible program, and for those teams and their personal sponsors, this is a huge opportunity to put a spotlight on them as well.
Sure.
And it's going to air in February. And if I know the Outdoor Channel and the ratings we've realized in the past, this guaranteed will probably air 4, 5, 6 times. And and just on that note alone, we just re-upped an international airing contract. Dock Dogs from 07, 08, and 09 has another 3 years in overseas international airing from all those TVs we're doing, all those TV shows we did. So, I mean, it really is a big part of bringing the Dock Dogs family and the Dock Dogs community and our culture to the rest of the world. It's cool.
Sure, fantastic. Grant, you had mentioned earlier how the Worlds is shaping up so excellently with all those dogs. Tell us a little bit more.
Well, we've talked about the divisional format and the regional championships, which you've been to, by the way, Jim, to all of them, and I'm excited that you've agreed to go out and hang out with the Las Vegas Dock Dogs and they're the host club for the Western Regionals, and from the way that's shaping up, I mean, that's going to be great. We've got guys coming from north, south, all around Vegas, Rocky Mountains, SoCal people, some Arizona people.
Right.
It's going to be a pretty unique event, so you're going to get some great footage there.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
But the way Worlds is shaping up, I mean, the most we've ever had was in 2010. We had just over 400 teams, I believe, enter. I'm looking at breaking that number at World Championships and looking at the banquet. We just took the banquet from a room of 300 to 500, and there's potential we could have as many as 700. And by the way, I mean, this banquet isn't just for the people and their families that qualified for Worlds. We've got people coming out who are just part of Dock Dogs and didn't make it but want to be in the atmosphere, in the party, and they're making a holiday of it. And we're at the Grand Harbor, which has a water park for families. We're at the Holiday Inn, which is attached right to our indoor venue. The whole Dubuque is opened up, the entire city for this weekend to us, and it's going to be incredible. So I got to tell you, whether it's friends, family, or sponsors, make sure that you include that weekend and make the trip out to Dubuque to be a part of Dock Dogs, because it's not only history in the making, but it's opening up a whole new world for Dock Dogs as we continue to grow. We're excited about it.
Right. I have to say, just my observation over years and years, Dubuque loves Dock Dogs.
I've been there. It was my second show ever. When I got involved in Dock Dogs back in 2005, and at the time I was motorsports, and I was looking like, wow, this dock thing, I don't know. And I've been very fortunate that our paths came across in terms of the event business, and we were very fortunate to be where we are with Dock Dogs today. But Dubuque was my very first show, and our company involvement, our corporate involvement as a whole, second show. And from there, it's only grown. I've missed Dubuque 1 year. I've been to Dubuque every other year, but I missed 1 year. And I'll tell you, we look forward to it. Even my family and the people in Dubuque, Keith Ray and his team, the Chamber of Commerce, the Sports Commission, all of the people in Dubuque and from a city council, they truly think Dock Dogs is a place in terms of history and the standing. And we've seen it grow from American Riverfest every year to our national championships in 2011 to here we are going to be there for our world championships for the next 3 years. So Dubuque is and there's so much to do outside of just being there for Dock Dogs. There's so much to do. Even if you're not competing, come on out and enjoy the atmosphere. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And the bottom line is, and I hate to say as the season winds down, because that means summer is coming to an end, but
a break that we're all looking forward to.
But Las Vegas, in both disciplines, with the Iron Dog and Outdoor Channel, the Western Regional still to come, and then Worlds in Dubuque. Wow, that is a gigantic cap as the season winds down here.
Worlds is the end of the year season, but it's also one of the first events in next year. And as people realize, when the people get to go to Worlds and actually compete, earn legs and titles towards next year. But what's really unique, that's not all, Jim. We've got some pretty cool things that we're going to be announcing in the November issue here for DockDogs TV. We'll probably either be leading up to or recapping Worlds, but we've got Rules Committee, which is a huge deal this year. I mean, we've got so many new clubs and so many new people involved on the volunteer side at the club level. So we're going to see a bunch of new faces, plus some of the old ones at Rules Committee. That's the first week of December. So, again, touching base on that quickly, now's the time. If you have any suggestions for Rules Committee change, the process is very clear. You need to get involved with your clubs because your suggestions are heard through your club members at the Rules Committee level. And then, there's a huge announcement coming. I can't say what it is, but there's a major announcement coming for a December 15th event. And it's a one-off event in December this year that DockDogs have been invited to be a part of, and that's going to be massive. And we are going in guns ablaze, and we are putting on a show like we've never done before, right before Christmas. It's at a major canine event, and we're excited about that. So we're going to announce that on DockDogs TV as well next month. And then in January, our facility program has been growing huge this year. We've had huge success with our facilities, and all of the owners and proprietors of the facilities are getting together for their rules committee version, meaning what we call a facility summit. And we're all meeting, and we're going to discuss the best of the best ideas there, the worst of the worst, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and we're going to take and grow that program next year as well. And all facilities are going to get a chance to talk and meet with each other, and that's in January. And when that meeting's over, we're back at full swing, 4, 5, 6 events a weekend again. So it's crazy. It's good. It's a good time of the year. We're excited to look for a little bit of a break, but we're also, I'm sure you're feeling like we are. We need a break, but we're looking forward to 2013.
Definitely am. Well, thank you again, Grant. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Always appreciate the information you're able to provide with me so that I can provide it out there to all those that love this sport so much.
As always, and Jim, I need to go on. It goes without saying, what you do, people don't realize that this is on your time, and for the most part, your dime. It's greatly appreciated. It's a huge communication tool for us as corporate, but for the people in DockDogs TV land, you really do need to put a shout out to Jim, because without Jim, we wouldn't have this program, and it's definitely been a good tool for all of us this year. Thank you, Jim.
Well, thank you, Grant, for providing me this opportunity. It's great to be able to go online and become your official video source for all things DockDogs. Hey, thank you again for tuning in to DockDogs TV. I hope you enjoyed it. Wherever you are in the next coming weekends, jumping with your dog, playing with your dog, or just relaxing, hey, you're going to be with your dog, so I know it's going to be fun. Have a great time, and we'll see you on the next episode of DockDogs TV.